You're alive. There you go. I just got on this dumbass Kick app. I don't know. Look, follow me. Give me a follow. I check my Kick app. I don't have no followers. So, nigga, don't be trying to get me to follow you and do all kind of shit. Yo, nigga, you ain't following me. Yeah, why would I go and set up you? You ain't getting me no follow. All right, there you go. So, hello, welcome everybody to the Clutch Sports Media 365 CFP instant reaction to the CFP Power Rankings. I told you we got to come through and we got to talk about the chaos. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and give y'all my little intro to the show because got to get it to y'all. I keep forgetting I got my mouse up there. I don't know why I took that damn. I popped the Red Bull and losing my mind, y'all. So hold up. Gotta get that. Yeah, what I'm saying, I ain't got a, but I got a. I'm gonna tell you, I got 113 uploaded videos, and I got 108 approved. I'm a 95% approved percentage, so I'm good. I'm cooking. I'm cooking, yeah. So they like you, baby. They like me. But guys, let me let y'all know something. We got the college football ring. I'm gonna let y'all come on through and welcome everybody. Now, pause for the cause. E for the two. Yeah, you hit notifications on. Oh, run that back. I like that. Here, coming through Clutch Podcast, but it's not that no more. All right, folks. Y'all, as y'all so eloquent here in the background, y'all know we got that. Oh God, hold on, right? Let me run this script. Let me run this intro. I'm Jay Perspective. I'm your host. I'm your hype man. I'm the only person in America who actually enjoys sorting through Week 12 chaos. Put the headphones up. I want to hear the self-talk. There it is. All right. And the chaos, guys, I remember I've been telling y'all chaos is what they wanted. And chaos is exactly what we got. Week 12 didn't tiptoe in. It kicked the door off the hinges. We saw playoff contenders stumble, underdogs swing like they had nothing to lose, and a couple of teams who looked like they were auditioning for the transfer portal already. Let's just call it what it is. Comebacks, collapses, season-defining wins, and the CFP committee. Oh, They're definitely staring at their screens, wondering how they're going to explain whatever they put out next. Because right now, the media is trying to figure out what the is this. They're trying to make sense of it. They're saying, "Oh, we like this favorite. Oh, we like this." Oh, tonight we're gonna break it all down: the shocks, the statements, the slip-ups, and which teams walked away looking like playoff threats, and which walked away looking like they need a hug. So you can come over here to Clutch, and Jay, he's gonna give you a hug. I know you might need a hug. I'm here for you. So buckle up. This is week 12. This is November football. This is Clutch Sports Media 365, y'all. Let's dive into it. Let's go. Another intro. All right, and that's a quickie. So, guys, when I say I don't think you want to know, but I said this shit was going to be chaotic. I said it was going to be chaotic because the committee wanted to see teams that were going to win. And win, I mean, put up numbers. Beat your opponent. Treat them like a red-headed stepchild. For those who don't understand what I mean, whoop that ass. Yes, this is the late night, so you feel free. But hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to pause it. Hold on. We're gonna take a first little break right here. Hold on. One break, real quick, y'all. One moment. All right. What's up, guys? We're back. Hold on. We're back. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. You can hear me. Thank y'all for showing up. Nobody tuning in. Showing up, tuning in, all that good stuff. Let's run that 30 seconds so I can get back. Mike's back on. There we go. All right. Play that. I need to give me a new. They should have gave me a better good. But if it's Luke, I got All right, folks. So, like I said, we're back at it like nobody else business. The CFP, the committee, they did their thing. I'm a little bit, I'm not say lost, but I'm a little bit concerned as to what and why after the wild comebacks and letdowns that we had from week 12. And we're here to break it all down. You know, it's Tuesday. So it's the CFP Clutch Sports Media 365 College Football Breakdown. You know, we had the blitz. Now we got to break down what the blitz was all about. So, I mean, getting to I'm gonna do because I don't need no more news because they didn't drove me a little bit to the roof. And it ain't too far from me right now. I can stand on this chair and get there real fast, folks. But I just don't get what we're doing. And I heard Kirk say it earlier. I listened to Kirk and Joey Galloway. They were, well, there's a machine. Wait. So let's just keep it all the way real. You're looking for style points. You're looking for blowouts. You're looking to see who loses. You're looking for favoritism. And like talking to my little bro, he was like, money involved. I had to remind him we can't talk about money involved because, you know, feds in town. Rico's passed around. So, but anyway, there's the problem with the way they like to put these things out, guys. They really don't have a clue. They don't. So let's get to what we're talking about, folks. Hold on, wait. Here we go. Texas A&M Aggies erased a 27-point halftime deficit to beat South Carolina Gamecocks. 31-30. Down 30-3 at halftime. That's historically insane. Now, wait a minute. I said we had a Penn State Indiana game the week before. Wait, no, not the week before. Was it the week before? Yeah, I think it was the week before. It was the week before. And that went down to the wire. And it was a comeback. But to come back and to win 30 from 30 to 3 and to pull off a nice victory. You start looking at things like that, you like, wait a minute, hold on. They actually tied. They're number 3 in the country. Number 3. No dispute. Never moved the needle. Never did. I mean, come on. Like I said, Indiana didn't move the needle when they almost lost to Penn State, despite the glaring similarities to these 2 and 3. And I'm like, oh, wow. It seems like this might be that week, but no, chaos ensued. Then came to number 4. Your number 4 team in the country, Alabama Crimson Tide, lost at home to the Oklahoma Sooners 23-21, even being on paper the dominant team. Alabama found a way to lose. They didn't even look like the team that we all had previously watched for the last few weeks. They did not. Oklahoma looked like the team that you're like, well, wait, is this the OU, that team? Could it possibly be? But wait, let's not get ahead of ourselves now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Texas Longhorns got flattened, pancaked by the Georgia Bulldogs, 35-10. A major red flag for Texas national title hopes. Send them people packing. They're done. They're baked. But the killer part, the committee decides that they want to move them in the rankings and place them ahead of my treasure, my faithful, my Go Blue, my Ann Arbor, who yet is the last threat to the number 1 team in the country. I said it, the last threat to the number 1 team in the country. They have to play Rutgers this weekend. Are we really expecting Rutgers to beat Ohio State this weekend? The committee knows that next Tuesday night, we're going to be like, Ohio State 1, Indiana, we're going to leave them at 2, Texas A&M, 3, until they have to play Arch Manning at the end. See, they set this all up to where now we have the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, and then we got Texas A&M. Oh boy, we got the game, Ohio State, Michigan. We've got these premieres. Oh, and not to fail to mention, this weekend we got USC versus Oregon. The committee has set us up to let these teams duel and battle and fight it out to only set them up for some chaotic foolishness. Because at the end of the day, really, does it matter if you lose 1, 2, or 3 because they still have favorites? Come on. Do we really think Notre Dame has the unction this season to get a national title? Do we? No, I really do not. Alabama, until they ran into Oklahoma, looked like that team. But then when Oklahoma exposed them, we're like, uh-oh. Georgia, even though I like the way they played Texas Longhorns, did not look like that. And what about Texas A&M? If they actually played a team that could add to the 30 to 3 lead, do we really think they would come back? Because South Carolina, really, they and Penn State against Indiana. If it wasn't for the toe in the end zone, are we having this discussion? Because Penn State found a way to get themselves somewhere in there. And oh, breaking news, guys. James Franklin has been hired at Virginia Tech. Guess what? The man found a job. He's going to change the program around there at Virginia Tech. So congratulations to him, Penn State. Cut the man. I mean, I understand it's business. Business is business. Things got to get done. But the wild comebacks and the letdowns, it should have been a little more of a changing of the guides. Like I like to say on Saturdays around here, baby, because I don't believe 1 second you drop Alabama, who lost to Oklahoma Sooners, to 10. And we're going to see where they drop. And we're going to watch and see where Texas drop. But Georgia moves up to 4, and rightfully so. They did their business. Georgia, the last couple of weeks, have been putting up numbers. They've been doing their thing. I provided they did it. Indiana and Texas A&M, after those 2 scares right there, the committee should look at that and be like, you know what? They're probably 1 game away from a loss. And right, it's just observation, outside looking in. Pay attention to this. You guys have come. This is all right. I'm gonna stop. They're telling me, Jay, stop it. Jay, stop. You going? All right. Let's go to the playoff picture that tightens up right now. The undefeated and the near undefeated, the Power 5 squads are still dominating the narrative. Example, Ohio State and Indiana held on big. Yes, they did. Meanwhile, losses by teams like Alabama, Texas open the door for others and create chaos for the committee, which I'm glad the committee now has chaos sitting in their lap. You have to go in there. Yeah, take your hat off, go sit your ass down and have a good time. Hope you bring your Red Bull. Hope you got your coffee or whatever it is you like to do, because you guys got to go in there and make it make sense. Now, Alabama and Texas losses have them now thinking about, what are we going to do? See, they're just looking at the favoritism. We ain't got to look. It was easy work long as they were winning. But what if one of them lost? Now you got to realize, what if one of these teams did lose? And when you had on paper Oklahoma was going to lose to Alabama, and it flipped the narrative and they lost, what the fuck are you doing now? Hello? Talk to me. Now, there's a newcomer to this story. And this is funny because on, I think the thumbnail we used tonight, guys, I think the thumbnail we picked for the night is the bracket. At that bracket, at the number 12 spot, they've changed teams like we changed clothes. It was Memphis. Memphis lost to Tulane. Roll, wave, roll. Go Green Wave. We still over here supporting the Green Wave, guys. Remember that that's Uptown New Orleans, and we in the building with them. And then after they lost, they moved it to, who was it? Oh my goodness. It was I think it was Florida. Florida school was up there. No, Louisville, then and then Florida school. And now we have North Texas. But before North Texas got in there, because the committee decided they're going to put North Texas in there. The Mean Green, who cracked the top 25 for the first time since 1959. This is interesting because I actually have watched one North Texas game this season. I got to catch one game. And let's just say they're a nice team. They're a nice team. But do we honestly think a North Texas Mean Green is going to go and make a come stop? I'm not taking a shot at, but Tulane could beat them. Tulane beat USC. I'm just keeping it all the way in perspective of, look, if you're looking to have a top 25, if you're looking to have a competitive run, if you're looking to have competitive playoffs, if you're looking to have a national championship that actually means we got two good teams that's going to fight and battle, then let's stop with all the, oh, this team, we like this team from this conference, or we like this, because at the end of the day, we've seen a number of teams get so far and they lose when they have to play another school that actually is a dog. That's why the SEC was so popular and popularized for a number of years, because they bred and breed dogs. LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. See what I'm talking about? The Big Ten, they're getting there, but come on. And then when you go to talk about the Power 5 schools, come on, guys. This is the and the ACCs and the Big 12, the Mountain West. You got to look at all these other schools and find out who's the best in these conferences and stick them up against one of these schools. And you want us to, all right, on the conference and title implications, because I mean, this is just not, it's not hitting yet, but it's going to make sense in a second. The SEC, Georgia reaffirmed itself. Texas took a big hit. Alabama, well, let's just say wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, ooh, wobble. They look like that person at the wedding that had too many drinks and they wobbling across the floor trying to get out the door. That's how they look right now. They can't say roll tide, roll now. They're stunned. They got stunned. Oklahoma was supposed to lose the game. You were supposed to go and beat the Sooners. The Sooners had this was the game where they say, win, you may be getting it in. Now, I've never heard, like, I'm used to the NFL. And guys, I ain't gonna lie, I love college football now. So another passion of my life is more intense, because they say win, you may get in. And these people went and won. Ooh-wee. Because in the NFL, they say you win, you in, but in college, it's so many different facets and different ways and different teams that play that you might don't get in. But Georgia, they put their name in the hat and they moved up to 4. So we have number 4 now. They're number 4. They took care of their business. They beat Texas. Arch Manning and the Longhorns did not have a chance. I understand. He looked good. He did. But if you like to gamble, that's what gambling looks like. You good? You're bad. You're good? You're bad. You gotta know when to quit. You gotta know when to it's not rolling good. And the Big Ten guys, Ohio State and Indiana, are both locked in. Number 1, number 2. They're definitely locked in until further notice. Maybe even the Big Ten championship. That's when we're going to actually see who's going to be that guy. Mendoza and Saiyan, he might go Super Saiyan and He got to get past the Wolverines first, guys. You know that. You know I'm saving my little. I'm keeping my composure. I'm keeping the composure because you know what you know y'all seen the pictures. Go blue. Anyway, the bubble teams at large hopes are now hinged on a few mistakes or maybe some more marquee wins. Maybe we need to see because this week is going to give us how can we say this week right here is like you go there and they give you the menu and you get to pick what drink you want. You get to pick what drink you want. So you might get your little beverage. You know, some of y'all know what y'all want. Some of y'all don't know. And some of y'all want to try something. So this week is the week to try something new. Because you're going with the old favorites. Because next week is going to be the appetizer before the destruction. I'm just telling you now because it's coming to a pimple. You got to try something new this week because there's no way Rutgers is. We're going to get to the previews of those games, but guys, just know Oregon has since they had to play Iowa, and remember we heard Kirk on McAfee. Shout out to Pat McAfee. We heard Kirk on there talking about, oh well, Iowa's going to win. And he gave them people hope on that dreary, wet day. And they lost. Oh, Oregon has been on a tear. They've been putting their name in the hat. And guess what? Oregon has moved up. I got good news. Oregon has finally moved up. I'm so happy for the Ducks because they took an ugly loss to Indiana. That was an ugly one, but it is what it is, folks. It's every Saturday. You had a bad day. Cameras don't lie. You got a chance to turn it around, and they did it. And now Oregon will take on USC, and they will see if they can get back to some greatness. But wait, Oklahoma, they got a huge win in Alabama. Now that was the major statement of the whole weekend. That was the shocker. That was the one that burned the committee right there. What to do if number 4 lost? We couldn't say nothing about number 3 because they came back. They were down 31-3. They found a way to get back. Wait. Alabama wasn't supposed to lose. They wasn't supposed to. So you imagine the conversation in that room. Imagine a group text that they had. What the fuck did we just did they just lose? Oh God, what are we gonna do? And now another little piece that I throw in there, guys. North Texas. They get in there. Tulane's in there. Now, y'all do remember last Tuesday on the CFP breakdown, we did talk about a lot of the teams that they put in at like the latter part of the top 25s. Remember, I was like, these teams are in here, but they could easily get out of here because if they lose, they're just gonna swap out. And North Texas, the Mean Green. Okay, we're gonna see how long this lasts. Now, I want to know because these teams right here, these two, just these two, we're going to just focus these two. They're down, but they have a chance. Well, one has a chance. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. One has a chance now. The other one, they might as well hang up the cleats and get ready for next season because it's not looking good. Anyway, Texas with the loss of Georgia. I don't think they're going to win against Texas A&M. Let me just say it. Texas A&M probably dominate this game. Alabama, even with the home favorite, even with being favored, even with the pedigree of being a Crimson Tide, even with the whole, this is Alabama. Losing at home to Oklahoma is a whole nother attitude. That's a whole different. That shit hit different. We're gonna keep it all the way 1,000 out. Thou out. That hit different. You know it hit different. Even if you're not an Alabama fan, when you seen number 4 lose, you were like, wow. And when you watch how Kalen Daybor came out there and hit that and punched that end zone, he was like, ooh, they fight. They ready to fight. But then the highlights came. I was watching the game. I was watching it. But that did not look good from start to finish. What were they doing? We don't know. But I've been saying this since the committee dropped the rankings, since the committee started, since they said Tuesday they were doing this. I said they're watching everything, and I'm watching to see what they see. And I gotta agree with them, Alabama, but I don't agree at your 10. I mean, they're saving face putting you at 10. That's respectable. I wouldn't have had Alabama. And not to be funny, it's just that you come on. You lost at home. This should have been done. All right, now what to watch going forward, folks, as we get ready to get over here to the quick down. Review of the scoreboard. The matchups were undefeated. One-loss teams face off. Those are now a must-win for playoff hopes. Okay, you got matchups where we got some undefeated teams, one-loss teams who are going to be facing off. Just put like this. You want to get to the playoff, you got playoff hopes, you're in a must-win situation. You have no room for error. You can't lose. You can't have a bad day. You can't have that mistake. You can't come and say, oh, my bad. We only lost one. No, you can't. How the committee values this is bad wins versus good losses. Teams can't just survive. They got to dominate. See, this is why I was saying Oregon, which I was looking at it, they got a boost. Because Oregon is not just beating you, they're dominating, but they're going to be expected this week playing USC to dominate. And Oregon, I'm all in. I'm saying go Ducks all week. And you know why? Beat the Trojans. After I told you USC, we're going to get you back. Told you we was going to get you back. It was going to be a little while, but I was working that schedule around, and I seen it was Oregon Ducks. And guys, after they beat my Michigan Wolverines, it was all good. We took our L. I came on here like a man and gave you the news. I gave you all that, told you about what it was, respectfully. They did their thing. I handed it up. But now, payback is a mother. Payback is a mother. Yes. So, again, what we're going to be watching going forward is, pay attention, how the committee values bad wins versus good losses. Okay? Teams can't just survive. They must dominate. So either you start, finish strong, or either you blow them out. But ain't no in the middle, because there's too many other teams that putting up, So this is where we have to see BTA. Okay? You got to get the belt out and start putting it to some A. All right, now we got upsets and slip-ups will no longer be oops. They're game-changing. They're not only are they game-changing, they're get you off. And Lane Kiffin said this today, and I've been remembering to remember this since I heard it. You can lose one game, you drop in the ranking. You lose 2 games, you're out the top 25. You lose 3 games, you're getting fired. Look at Brian Kelly. I said, oh my goodness, this is the truth. Look where LSU is at right now. They battled Arkansas. How mighty the Tigers, who are 45 minutes up the road from where our location is, and I was asked this question over the weekend: how do you cheer for Michigan and not LSU? And I said, wait. I always get asked this, and I love to answer it. But right now, there's no LSU wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't. I like Tulane. They from New Orleans. They right across the river from me. I like them. Roll, green, wave, roll. Roll, wave, roll. Okay? LSU, I never got into the purple and gold. You know, but I cheer. I root for the home teams. I cheer for them. But when you put anybody knows, everybody, sports, you don't even have to be in the sports. If you suck, I'm not bothered. What are we cheering for? You can't be a trash team and want me to cheer for you. You can't be, and so, and then my pops, they're from Michigan. We grew up on Chicago Cubs, White Sox, Detroit, and Michigan football. Didn't even know I was being brainwashed into being into the, but at the end, it's go blue. Loved it. I mean, part of my childhood growing up. So wasn't like, hey, I did, not a bandwagon fan or a jumper, no. So just let you know. So I explained it to my family member this weekend how this happened, and he was like, "Oh, okay, makes sense." But I still throw my L's up from my Louisiana teams, and we're going to have a little boot segment, where we cover Louisiana sports, and talk about the different teams around the state and what they're doing, But right now, we're into the CFP blitz. So, guys, if you like, I can pull up a full game breakdown for all the major conferences. But we're not doing that because the committee, they're not looking for that. You know what they're looking for? The best of the best of the best, sir. Remember that from Men in Black, guys? Yes, that is what the committee is pulling from this week. They're letting you know that we're not in the business of the fuck shit. Okay? So hold on. Wait, let's see. Here we go. Here we go, still. Here we go. All right. There we go. All right. So, guys, now let's get over here to last week's. Let me pull up last week's box scores. Here we go. And as you so gallantly oh my God, I was gallantly. But I got to eat. The sad part, y'all be seeing it, the thesaurus behind me in the window sill. And sometimes I'll be saying the word so fast it just come out really good. But anyway, we're going to go through week 12's scores. Okay? We're going to run down the scores. We're going to break down these scores as we get ready to go into the preview of what And of course, you know, we got to drop. I'm going to put the video up so y'all can see what the committee said. Because, guys, it is horrible. After I watch when I go through and break this down. You'll be like, wait a minute. It don't make sense. I know it don't make sense. But, right, right. Hey, it is what it is. We're here for it. Okay, so look, we got Minnesota, Oregon, right? They kicked off Friday Night Blitz for us, right? We had that game. We did that. We actually was here for the game because, like I told you, we're watching Oregon. Oregon is good. Oregon's looking good. Oregon went out there. Dante Moore showed his rear end. And let me tell you, they needed to move up in the rankings. They had took one loss, and they dropped horribly. But not only that, I thought the committee had it out for them, right? So Oregon played Minnesota. Minnesota was like this team that was like trying to figure out what with the freshman quarterback, what we're doing. What are we doing here? That's the question I had too. But end of the day, it's like, well, see you next season, Minnesota. Then we had Louisville and Clemson. Now Louisville in a shocker and upset. This is where the chaos started. Okay. The chaos starts because Louisville upsets Miami the week before. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, they have enough time on the shows to tell y'all about all this behind the scenes that we're about to talk about. Clemson is under 500 looking for a win and looking for a way to get something going in life. And now we're all like, wait a minute, what is this that's going on? So Louisville hosts Clemson. Clemson goes in there trying to save Dabo's job because, of course, I'm thinking Dabo's about to get fired if he loses to Louisville. Louisville gets ranked number 20 in the country. Now, remember, again, these are teams that finally cracked into the top 25. And it's that easy to knock them right out the top 25 because guess what? You lost. So we gave them credit for victory over Miami. They go into Clemson, and Clemson sneaks past Louisville despite having problems. They still get a W. Mm-hmm. And then, guys, on to the Saturday Blitz. And we missed because we had a beautiful celebration that day. So, guys, we missed a lot of the early games. I was still keeping up with them. This wasn't live. But Ohio State still held it on. They were 48-10 over UCLA. Of course, UCLA had some problems. Fired their coach. Started out, had a nice little run with the interim. Brought a new, well, not the new guy, but whatever the coaching situation is, they wasn't about to beat number one. There wasn't about to be a dent in this one. 48-10, Ohio State is going to play Rutgers coming up. Wisconsin and Indiana. Wisconsin is not. It's just like the other game. There was no way Wisconsin was going to make a dent in Indiana's progress. Indiana rolls, and Mendoza is a favorite in the Heisman. He's now increased his draft stock for the NFL. So just get ready for the Mendoza show. Even though, despite my boy does have a turnover problem. I pointed it out. I said it, and not a shot at him. But he does have a tendency to turn the ball over. But Indiana, they rolled and they remain number two. Now, then our shocker of the day. Oh, the historical comeback of this season. 30 to 3. 30 to 3 at halftime. There's a lot of games I can flash up on this screen for you right now. 28 to 3 being the best one I can give you. And that's my Patriots, who have the best Super Bowl ever, the best game ever. That should be on a Rushmore of greatest comebacks ever in sports history. Because until this game, that was up there. But I was talking to my boys, and they was like, and I remember my number 2 son said, "Oh, they're going to come back," and I'm like, "You think so?" And at the time, I was looking at Michigan and Northwestern game. Go blue. And guys, I was like, did Texas A&M lose? And my oldest son said, no, they came back. I'm like, what? So when I came home before we went live for the evening games, I was in utter shock at what happened. So I see the committee got their chaos, what they wanted, and it started early. Because this is the top 25 that we're visiting right now. Then we have the upset of the day that kicked off the madness of Tuesday while we're here tonight. Because Oklahoma went into Tuscaloosa and did the unthinkable. Yes, they went in 23-21 and said, come here, buddy. Kicked the elephant right in the gut. Said, shut up, that roll, nothing. Ain't no rolling. It's Boomer Sooner. And they did it. Which, when you look at how the game time was set, this was your 2:30 game, right? Then the Georgia-Texas game was the night game, which we also covered. Because we had the Alabama, we came in at halftime for. No, we came in right when this game came, but we live streamed at halftime. So we caught the halftime on out, and then we started the Georgia and Texas game. And guess what? Texas looked up and seen the score and like Alabama lost to Oklahoma. We got a chance on the road to get the same thing done. They believed they could go into Athens, Georgia, and beat the Dogs. I really believe they thought they can go in and beat the Dogs. But it didn't manifest onto the field of play because the score is 35-10 and the Dogs rolled and Georgia continues to roll over their opponents. So that lets me know right there that there was nothing that they were going to do that day to get the job done. Hold on, I gotta put my charger there. I be hating to charge my headphones. I really do. All right. There we go. Make sure we got them like that. All right. So then after that, right, we got. Now check this out. We had Texas Tech, number 6 team, who just took care of their opponent. This is what the committee is defining as what they mean by good wins and good loss. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like defining the whole breakdown of what we want you to do. Beat your opponent. Don't play around with it. Just beat them. Georgia, Texas Tech handled business. It wasn't a close margin. It wasn't anything that, could make you think that, oh, they showed a little weakness here. There was no, they didn't. So they're on course for playoff eligibility and got 48-9. And then we had a shocking game that was shocking to me because it was a battle. Now, they didn't get any good points for beating Citadel because it was Citadel. But when they had to play a rival Florida team, it made it more of a style point for the committee to look and see how Ole Miss would style against a team that, well, let's see, you should beat Florida. Point blank, on paperwork, you should beat them. But they gave up 24 points, fought back to get in the game, and they're looking at that. Now, do we think Ole Miss can run the gauntlet? I don't know, because they find ways to get in there, but the way they look and certain plays, certain things they do it's going to cost them a loss. Just put it like that. They're going to have a nice run. But then we get to a game that College Game Day was actually at site, and I was one of those people that was going against the College Game Day curse of showing up to certain people's venue and setting them up for failure. But we see it's still on and popping because Pittsburgh hosted Notre Dame. Historic, because, hey, they put Pittsburgh back on the map. They wanted something from, and the coach went on there and said, we beat us 103, beat us by a big margin. And Notre Dame whooped on them, 37-15. Pittsburgh, I don't know if they're ready for their prime time or ready for that exposure. Now, a lot of teams have this good freshman quarterback. Not knocking the freshman quarterback because these guys are phenomenal. But when the pressure's on, you need some kind of experience. Like if you're at your job and everything starts to go down, you need an experienced person to know how to jump in and get this done, versus somebody who you got, oh no, give me this, do this, because now you're actually working harder. You got to help this one, stop this, do this. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. So Pittsburgh might have that 7-3 record, and they might can get to ACC, but it's going to be a rough road. So congratulations. You got something. We had the TCU and BYU. BYU said, look, we dropped an egg. We dropped it. We got beat. We got beat at Texas Tech. We know we didn't put a good product out there for y'all. The committee gave us some favor. They didn't drop us too bad. But they go and beat TCU. TCU was trying to get something going. They were trying to figure out something. I don't know what it was. They had been on, let me see, 6-4, 3-4, Big 12. I mean, they're not the same TCU Horned Frogs they were. Like, they came in and they were out just like that. So it's a 44-13 BYU win that gets them back in the recognition. And then we have one team that, guys, got to keep an eye on these guys. These guys here, Utah and Baylor. Oh my goodness. Utah went out there and exposed Cincinnati. Now they come in and they beat Baylor. They're making their name and stake. And they're saying, hey, Look over here to Utah because we're not done yet. But Miami, another team that took a loss, took 2 losses at that, still is trying to keep their name relevant with the committee, with the favor of the college football gods, because they beat NC State 41-7. Then we got Georgia Tech and Austin College. Now, this was a back and forth. This is what the committee did. This is what the committee, honestly, is what they're looking for, looking at. And when I say Georgia Tech, if Boston College can hang with you, I'm not sure how far you think this is going to go. Because honestly, it just takes a team that can just obliterate you like a Notre Dame, who they beat. But honestly, this time around, it might be a different situation. So, although Haynes King is a Heisman nomination, has one, I mean, and it just doesn't look good when a 1-10, 0-7 ACC team can damn near upset you 9-1, 6-1. But Georgia Tech nevertheless pulls it out. So clutch to come back, clutch to get the win, but we're still watching you. USC pulls off a nice upset over Iowa. Even though USC was favored at home in the conditions they played in, USC pulled it out, which only sets up the chaotic finish that I want to see for them when they play the Ducks this week. They play Oregon this weekend, which is going to give me exactly what I want to see, because Oregon, I honestly believe, will beat SC. I don't see SC taking this show past this. And with this and Michigan win, we possibly in the playoffs. So we're looking for this. And then we had my Wolverines fights after turnovers, after shooting ourselves in our own big toe, after not looking good. Zavada, 31-yard field goal as time expires, takes us over Northwestern 24-22. So my Wolverines, go blue. Hail the mighty victors. Yes, sir. Thank you. We made it. We needed a win. We got to win. We have 2 losses. We're 6-1 in the Big Ten. We still have the big game coming up with Ohio State. And I feel we're the only threat, despite Ohio State being the #1 ranked team in the country. Doesn't matter. We beat them last year, and then we went on the road and did it. This year, they got to come to our house. They got to come to Ann Arbor, to the big house. So I'm just looking at the fact that, you know what I'm saying, guys? It is Michigan. Let's go. So SC loses to Oregon. Michigan with the win, guys. I think we're looking at it. Virginia and Duke. Virginia holds on, beats Duke, which was easy work. That's crazy. Tennessee finally found a little rhythm. They stay relevant, 42-9. See these scores right here? Look at the scores. 34-17, 42-9. Then we got South Florida and Navy. Now, South Florida was the team that was in that bracket at 12. They changed in that bracket. So now they put North Texas in there, after Navy upset South Florida. So this weekend, we may be seeing, it's just chaos, and it's only going to be more chaotic as we push forward some more. And then to wrap up the top 25, we had Cincinnati, who lost again, 3 losses to Arizona, 3-loss team. Arizona 30 to 24. So the top 25 is definitely changed, flipped the script, moved differently now. It is a whole different playbook. This week, you might as well get ready. Because guess what? Didn't create a chaos, baby. Chaos. And it's only going to get worse. Because this week, oh my God, this week, what do we expect? We're going to jump ahead to look at the game for this week. And then we're going to get to the bracket. Yeah, no, wait. Let's go to let's pull up let me pull up the video. Wait. We're going to pull up the video. Hold on 1 second. We're going to pull up. We're gonna pull up the CFP video for the night. Let me see. I'm gonna let that play out right quick, and then we're gonna go into our preview segment for the game that's coming up. But we gotta get the video in before we do the preview because it's gonna make sense. It's all going to make sense. Trust me. Please like, follow, sub up to the channel, and remember, go blue. Yes. Yeah, I forgot we got the mouse over there. Hold on. We ain't pulling it up now. Hold on. Where is it, champ? All right. Hold on. We gotta get to the college football, bro. College football. Okay. Oh, there you go. So, like I said, the college football breakdown is out, and this is just, man, we about to pull it up right now. Hold on. CFP rankings. All right, here we go. My boy Nick. Nick, man, Nick, I like you, Nick. Nick, my dog, Nick. Well done, Nick. But Nick be coming through clutch with it for us, man. And I know we subbed up the Nick channel. Y'all make sure if y'all on YouTube, man, y'all follow Nick. Sub up to the channel. And yeah, my dog Nick, like it. But here we go, folks. Hold on. Let me get it up here. Make sure we get it up here. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, there we go. There you go. Hey, and you know, there we go, folks. Flash on the screen for y'all. There we go. Top 25. And there we got the damn thing, man. You know, put us on the phone. All right, champ. All right, not bad, bro. I got you on the kick, man. Got you, Mr. John. Salute, bro. All right, Keith, got you. I was over here reading. I was over here doing script, bro. I got y'all, champ. Just, I got tuning in for weeks. Anyway, we go. I got you, though, brother. Here we go. This is the top 25, and they have brought this. They're about to really reveal the rankings. So as we get this popping, I'm about to see how this. Because we all know the same rules. You know, first highest ranked team will be seeded. You know, 18, all that. Yeah, but there we go. Arizona State, Tulane, Houston, Missouri, Illinois. Look at this. Look at this. Look at Arizona State. Look at these three lost teams. Two lost teams. Three lost teams. Missouri 22. Illinois. What is going on? Really? That's how we rock it. And then we got Tennessee, Virginia, Michigan. Why are we still 18? And then the three lost team in Georgia Tech, 9-1. So 17 and 18, they should switch that. It should have been switched. It should have been Michigan at 17. We should have been 17, champ. Why is Texas ranked 17th? Why is Texas ranked 17th? That's the thing I don't get. See, this is why the committee be on that bullshit. This is where I'm lost in this. We lost to Oklahoma and USC. One non-conference and one conference. So what are we doing? In Texas? Like, come on, bro. Like, seriously. All right. So now here we go. 15 USC, who this weekend has Oregon. Oregon. So I don't expect them to be. They move up two spots. So you move Texas to 17, move ESC to 15. See what I'm talking about? This is bullshit I'm talking about. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense. Then we got Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt at 14. Come on. Vanderbilt at 14. Miami. It moves Miami up there. Miami at 13. All right, no problem. Miami at 13. I mean, I feel my team could have been up there too, up there in the rank. The USC, yeah, I understand. The USC, we lost. Come on, 18 still. And Utah 12. Utah at 12. Not bad. Utah gets Utah 12. Not bad. Not a bad one. 12. And who else we got? BYU at 11. All right, so they move up one. So well, it's not too bad for BYU. And move up to 11. That's a bit. Now then we got Alabama who dropped to 10. So they slide 6 spots. After they lost to Oklahoma, they dropped down. Wow, that not good. This is not good. And Notre Dame, yeah, Notre Dame at 9. So officially, the committee overlooked one loss team, left them way down the bottom for all 2 losses. That's good. It's kind of real life crazy. Think about it. For Notre Dame, I mean, it's really crazy. And then Oklahoma, 8 up 3 spots. So Oklahoma was 11 and moved up to number 8. So, okay. So I can see Oklahoma, I can see that for Oklahoma after beating Alabama. Oklahoma moved up after beating Alabama to number 8. I still don't know. And then we got Oregon at 7. Now they're gonna beat USC this weekend. I'm gonna call it. They gotta beat good. I think, and they're playing in Oregon. They're playing in UG. So Oregon, I can see them making a claim for the being there. Then we got Ole Miss at 6. They up a spot. It was at, and I mean, the committee only dropped them because they played sit down, blow them out. But after fighting and beating up on what's the name? Shoot, we just call it again. Too. They do it now. Texas Tech 10-1. Yep, they go 5. Of course, they're gonna do it. So Ole Miss 6, Texas Tech 5, Georgia 4, Georgia's 4, Georgia number 4, and then our top 3 remain the same. Our top 3 are going to remain the same. Okay, that's about right. That sounds about right. And then Georgia, and A&M at 3 still. Indiana at 2, and then Ohio State still at number 1. And there goes your rank bracket right now. You got Tulane in there. You see how you got Tulane up there? See, that ranking has changed so many times, bro. It's hold on. We gotta get it. Look, this right here has changed so many times. Look, we got Tulane, Texas Tech right now. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Miami, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Oregon. Oh boy. Ain't that something? And the first team out, BYU, second team out is Utah. Oh boy. So Tulane, look at it. Tulane. We've watched this number 12 spot change. This is the third 14 in there. And I want my roll wave to stay up in there, guys. We need a Tulane wave to stay up in there. Okay? We need them to stay up in there. All right. I want them to stay up in there. So, all right. That's gonna do it for that. So that is you know, had this and there goes your top 25 right there, bro. Let me move this up. All right, there it is right there. That is the top 25 right there, guys. Our top 25. I'm not, I don't like the fact that Michigan is underneath Texas, and Texas is not even in the playoff no more. It's not, and that is not even that's crazy. But they got Illinois, but that's not the one though. So we leave that alone. I mean, come on. Oh boy, this top 25 is getting vicious. Let's get to this. Hold on. Let's pull up these games for the week. All right, bro. I got you. The charge, man. Tell up family. Here we go. All right. Okay, now here we go for these. We're gonna have these upcoming games for this week. CFP. These are the games for the weekend. These games will have major implications in the playoffs. Those, well, let's just say you'll see you next season. Let's say you lose, your cushion, fire underneath the seat just got that much hotter. Because it's not really like, you know, these teams got room for error. A lot of these teams have no room for error. There we go, right here. So, um, let's get it on, man. All right, we're kicking off Rutgers in Ohio State. Now, again, I already said it. I don't think Rutgers is going to beat Ohio State. Rutgers is 5-5. It's just not happening. I mean, really. Then we got Sanford and Texas. Now, they get probably no style points or anything. They blow this team out. I expect them to blow them out. Sanford, 2010. Nobody knows, but I guess that's the Bulldogs. Missouri and Oklahoma. Now, this could be potential upset, and it's in Norman, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma's at home. This could be a potential upset game because the Zoo defense, Oklahoma, just came off the don't know if they have enough to put it up, but they could potentially upset Oklahoma and they could still be knocked out. Now, Oklahoma gets upset by 22 to 2. Oh, let's talk about some difference in this one. Okay, then we got Miami and Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia Tech just hired James Franklin as their new head coach. Miami, from what I've seen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It seems like Miami loses games to teams like this. They're supposed to go in there and win and beat this team, but they end up losing games like this. So be on the watch for maybe an upset, maybe an upset. Then we got Charlotte versus Georgia. Really? Okay. So Georgia dogs, that might be just practice for them boys. Eastern Illinois Eastern Illinois at Alabama. So it's a rebound game for Alabama to get back in there, and it's in Alabama. So of course, I expect to win in Eastern Illinois. I don't know. And look at these teams they're playing: 3-8, 1-9. Virginia Tech is 3-7, Mizzou 7-3, Oklahoma 8-2, Stanford 1-10. Rutgers is 5-5. So I mean, a lot of these teams and a lot of these schools, guys, are one-sided affairs. Then we got the 2:30 window bust. We will be here for this one right here. USC, Oregon. From Oregon, 9-1 versus 8-2. Number 7 versus number 15. I need you, Oregon, to take care of business. Knock them off. Don't play with them because the committee's not looking for you to be cool. They're looking for you to get the job done, get it done immediately, expeditious. We got Notre Dame, Syracuse. Syracuse is running into some problems. That's what they played, I don't even know. They played Miami late, but they got beat down. So do I expect them to be do I expect them to keep up with Notre Dame? Not really. But anything can happen on Saturday. We got Kentucky and Vanderbilt. Kentucky coming off a win. Vanderbilt fought to stay in the game. They was in with Auburn. I watched that game, Auburn and Vanderbilt. I was like, whoa, that's a good one. They were, and Kentucky can upset them. Vanderbilt number 14. Vanderbilt, if you lose, you know that you lose now. Pretty much. But then we got Texas and Arkansas. Arkansas coming off a loss to LSU. LSU, not what it used to be, but Arkansas ain't what it was at all. Arkansas. Texas coming off the loss. A ugly loss to Georgia. Definitely needs to get this win and hopes of a prayer of any hope of a prayer to get something. I don't know. All right, and that's going to be in Austin, Texas. So it's going to be in Texas. So Texas gets a home game, and Arkansas has to travel. And for me, Texas may get this, but LSU struggle against Tulane and Temple. 8-2. Tulane gets the win here, guys. They're one step closer to locking up and solidifying. They'll be the team that stays in that fifth spot. No, they want the North Texas mean green, but God, roll, wave, roll. Let's go, Tulane. That's 245. So definitely between USC on Tulane Temple. We got Kansas State and Utah. Gonna be upset. These are the type of games that you see upset. These games are the games that turn on. These are the games you look and you're like, "Wait a minute, Utah was dominating people, and yes, they're playing in Utah. Kansas State just had that get in. Then at 3 o'clock, my boy from College Park, Maryland, Texas, number 18, the Wolverines, Michigan, go blue. We take a trip to Maryland, guys, for a big fish around with the Terps, Terrapins, a turtle. But number 18, we're looking to get back on track after the 5 turnovers, after the horrible display of offense and bad display. It's just been bad. We're trying to get the I just let's get the momentum as we get ready for the big game. 'Cause we got Ohio State after this. So let's not overlook Maryland looking ahead to Ohio. So let's just finish business right here. So even though I'll be hollering upset, this could possibly be an upset. Maryland 4-6. We don't take nothing light. At this time of the year, let me tell you, teams can be on upset alert. That's what the committee is looking for. Good losses and ugly. TCU and Houston, we have a problem. TCU might go in there and beat the Houston. We watched a couple of their games. They look probably they're 2 and they're still doing what they do. Then we got Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech in Georgia. Now, I don't know if you guys want to gamble on either one of these. Pittsburgh coming up and lost to Notre Dame. All their coaches were saying we can win the ACC. Well, you got to start with beat Georgia Tech, number 16, who just battled back and came back over Austin College. So there is a sense of urgency in Georgia that if Pittsburgh, do you have it? You're 7-3. Georgia Tech 9-1. I don't know if you can pull this off. This is a tall glass. You lose, you might be done. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You lose this one, you might just be bowl eligible, Pittsburgh. Then we got Tennessee headed to Gainesville, Florida. Tennessee number 20 coming up with a nice win. Can they beat the Gators? The Gators have been playing ball lately, guys, and they had problems. The coach got fired after the win. No, no, it's crazy. The coach was fired after the win. But they're building something. Florida at times look good. At times look like they can get something done. But then, like so 3-7, 25 in the sec, 7-3, 3-3 in the sec, Tennessee. You lose, well, you can't afford an upset. Illinois, who's just now cracking in 7-3, 4-3 in the Big Ten, take on Wisconsin. This should be a cakewalk for Illinois because that's what you need. You've been disrespected, boys. You know how it is. It's been rough. You take the show to Madison, Wisconsin, and you have a chance. Now, can you pull off the upset over a team who just wants to upset people? I guarantee you, Wisconsin is going to look at this as we're just going to ruin your season now. 'Cause if You lose, you're done too. And if they can upset the top 25, well, why not? BYU in Cincinnati. Okay, BYU, you're coming off an ugly loss, coming off a nice win. Now you have to play a team who just got booted out the top 25 because they're trying to figure it out. But with the win for them, they possibly could slide back in. You never know, depending on how the rest of the games shape up. This is a 7 p.m. Fox game. So by the time the rest of the day has played out, BYU and Cincinnati could mean something. Uh, And guys, Arizona State moves cracked into the top 25. Oh my. So Big 12 is making a statement. BYU number 11, Arizona State 7-3, 5-2. Colorado, Big D, Dion, Coach Prime, Big Bro. What it just not looking good. And then they playing in Boulder. It's not. It was promising in the beginning. 3 wins right now, playing a 7-3 team who just cracked into the top 25. And they get the upset and get the forward. That's what I'm imagining Coach Prime is trying to get his team to honestly do because you gotta think about it. They wanna win. Arizona State needs to win. Difference. The difference is Cincinnati needs to win. BYU wants to win because guess what? You can't afford to take this loss because you're at 11. A loss drops you out the top 12. Then BYU, you drop out the top 12. You're on your road to Cincinnati and Arizona State. You just got, and we just went through this last Tuesday where we talked about the guys who just got into the 25, and look how it's flipped up. You got Arizona State, BYU, and Illinois, Tennessee, and look, Pittsburgh was in there, and they lost out. We still got my Wolverines in there. There's two lanes up there now. Texas drops down. Vanderbilt moves up. You know what I'm saying? We got 7 and 15 facing off this week. Again. So week 13 is definitely gonna be one of those games, one of these weeks where guys gotta gotta win. There's no room for error. There's no room for slipping up. If you slip, if you fall, if you play around, as you say, you're outside looking in. Top 12 is not for the weak. Okay? Put them back up in there. There it is. Top 5 guys. It's not looking good for some of them. You know what I'm saying? So look, top 25 right there is not for the faint of heart. Right there. Okay? All right. I want you to know this week is chaos. They set it up that way. The committee purposely made sure that we have people that are ready to face off, and you need to win. You don't win, well, you're not getting it. You win, you might get in, but if you don't win, you're not getting in. That's a rough way of looking at this whole CFP playoff. And our top 25 guys is just got weak. You know what I'm saying? It just got weak. You can make a case for a lot of these teams on, but I don't know. So we're here for all the chaos. We're here for all of it. And guess what? tomorrow, well, later on today, we'll have our power ranking Patriot Blitz. And also, we're going to have the breakdown review of the NFL Week 11. Yes, that coming up. So, with that being said, like, follow, and subscribe to the channel, folks. Help us grow the community. Help us grow the channel. Thank y'all for liking and following, stopping through, and even watching the video. I appreciate you. Really, I do. And remember, stay tuned, stay clutch. Go blue.